Hi, welcome back to our third edition of Campus Conversations. I'm here with Aidan Fox, who is an incredible member of our military science and leadership program via the ROTC, but he's not a major in our college. Your academic major is in nursing, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That is wonderful. And Aidan may not tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this. He is only the second cadet to complete the nursing program, which he will complete in May, in the entire history of ROTC here at Appalachian State. So how does that feel, Aidan? Because that makes you a trailblazer.
I don't think about it too much.
You don't?
I try not to. I mean, the girl who went before me that did it first, I reached out to her when I was applying, and she had like a lot of great advice. A lot of people like try to get in, but Apps nursing school is so small. It's just like so competitive.
So competitive.
Incredibly hard.
So what makes it so challenging to do both? Because a part of me, I know about the academic rigors of our nursing program,
Mm-hmm.
but is it difficult just to manage the two? Is that why you needed the advice and why there have been so few of you to join the nursing corps?
That's definitely a big issue. There's a lot of conflicts between like class times and clinical schedules and everything like that when it comes to ROTC and nursing.
Wow.
So yeah, that's definitely a huge factor.
Okay, so now tell me, because I know you're graduating in May, what are the next steps for you as a cadet and as a nursing major? Where do you go from here?
So first thing I gotta do is take my board exams to become an RN. So that's always, a little scary, but
Yes.
it'll go well. And then as a nursing major and a nurse in the Army, we all go down to Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio, Texas. And that's when we'll kind of start our careers at.
Wow. So will they then train you in specific fields of nursing?
So you all start off as a general med surg nurse.
Mhm.
In your first, usually about 6 months to a year, that's what you'll be doing. And then if you want to specialize in something like ER or like critical care, you can definitely do that and
Oh,
do that
that's
training.
great. That's phenomenal. And do you see yourself in the future continuing on the nursing path? So like nurse practitioner or nurse anesthetist, there's so many things you can do with that even more advanced education and training. Do you plan to do that in the future?
Yes, ma'am. I'd love to. My grandma was actually one of the first nurse practitioners ever.
What?
It's pretty interesting.
Oh, tell me more.
She was a ICU nurse in upstate New York. Like I guess it was back in like the 60s.
Wow.
And they came out. Syracuse University had like the first nurse practitioner kind of program. She worked in a small practice, and the doctor there was like, "Hey, we'll send you there." And so she went and did it. So yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, pretty big shoes to fill.
No kidding. So, I have to say this. Someone from the Army Nurse Corps delivered me as a baby. I received a lot of care throughout my life because I'm a military dependent. I'm an Army brat. So I have a lot of respect for the nursing corps, and I know the type of critical care that you give to not only our service members, but the dependents as well. Are you interested in any sort of pediatric care or anything like that?
So I had my first pediatric clinicals last semester. Didn't really think I'd be interested in it prior to it, but I actually really enjoyed it. We went down to Brenner's Children's Hospital in Wake Forest, and oh my gosh, it was awesome.
Really?
Yeah, no, I really did enjoy it. I don't think I'll start off there. Maybe down the road I'll kind of pursue that possibly.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's definitely like incredibly hard work, and a baby's pathophysiology is so much different and so hard to understand.
I can't even imagine. And then even to have patients who essentially can't verbalize.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they can only use their limited language to
Mhm.
describe what's happening.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's not happening to the parents.
No.
So I could see the challenges there and the opportunities there.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
really, right?
And those parents are so, for good reason, are so
Mhm.
protective. That's a whole other aspect of it too, is, having to care for the parents and their emotions throughout like the child's care as well.
Right. And I don't think a lot of us think about that.
No.
That's really interesting. So you'll go to Sam Houston first.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you see yourself having a military career? Do you see that as a long-term career path for you?
Possibly.
Okay.
You know, it's hard to say when you haven't done it yet.
Right.
I think I would like to, but I also am not gonna do any certainties with it, just
Right.
because you never know what's gonna happen in life. But yeah, it's definitely something I'm interested in.
Okay. So where are you from?
Originally from upstate New York. I was born there.
Uh-huh.
Moved down when I was really young to Mooresville, Lake Norman area,
Yes.
and that's where I grew up, like where I call home. And, yeah.
Okay, I know that area. I grew up outside of Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri,
Gotcha.
and in Waynesville, Missouri. But I was born at Fort Wainwright, so in Fairbanks, Alaska.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, what excites you most about your future and the profession that you're going into?
Just kind of like so many different, like the amount of different paths I could kind of go down. I mean, there's so many options to do in nursing and healthcare in general.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Army also provides that as well. You can go wherever you want in the world, depending on what they want you to do.
Right.
So I think just the opportunities that I have in front of me are super exciting. Probably what I'm looking forward to most.
That's great. And then I also have to ask this. What benefits do you feel that being a cadet provided you as a person, as a student? Because I think a lot of us, before I took this job and became really intimately involved with ROTC, I thought it was something you had to commit to as soon as you got to college. And I didn't know you could kind of go in and out. What benefits is this to people who might be watching and thinking, well, I might be interested in that?
Yeah, so I have like a little bit of a different kind of circumstance than all other cadets do.
Uh-huh.
I had a scholarship going into ROTC. So I had a 3-year scholarship, which meant that like when I became a sophomore, I signed a contract and I was like committed to having to stay into the program and continue with nursing and all that stuff, which is good because that's what I wanted to do.
Right.
But ROTC definitely provided a lot of structure for me, and definitely helped with me like doing well in school. Getting up at 6 a.m. isn't the most fun thing to do, but it gets you up early.
Hold up. Every day?
Not every day. Not every day.
Okay.
Yeah, just a couple days a week.
Okay, because I was going to say, you're going to turn the people off. Wait a minute.
And you learn how to, make kind of a sleep schedule that works around it for sure. But I mean, if you're going to be a nurse, you're going to get up early anyways to go to the hospital. So you kind of get you in the right schedule, and then you're up early. You're able to kind of start your day and doing your work and studying what you need to do do well in your classes and hopefully get into the program. And then once you're in, do well in school.
So it provides a structure,
yes, ma'am,
a rigor, leadership opportunities.
For sure.
What other sorts of things? Well, I know physical fitness. We know that. So you're going to be physically fit. Were there any sort of academic, intellectual challenges that you felt like ROTC allowed you to pursue or strengthen?
It definitely allows you to kind of handle stress better. Just being like put in a situation where, like, say you have to be in charge of, even if it's just your classmates for like a couple hours, if you haven't been put in that situation before, that can be very daunting.
Absolutely.
So being put in those just like small, low stress situations in the overall aspect, but in the moment you really feel it.
Right.
Which definitely helps you develop in that sense.
Did you have to go to any special training off-site for that portion of your academic career?
Yeah, so all ROTC cadets are required to go to cadet summer training between their junior and summer year. And it's kind of like a leadership evaluation course up in Fort Knox, Kentucky.
Fun.
Yeah, it's not the most fun thing in the world, but it's definitely interesting, and you meet a lot of awesome people, make a lot of great friends, and you definitely, learn a lot about yourself and are able to, progress.
So you're with cadets from all over the country?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And you all, between your junior and senior year, go to Fort Knox, which I know is hot, muggy, buggy.
And that's definitely the turnoff for most people.
Yeah. And so you're out there training as if you're in the battlefield?
In some senses, yes. Like you're kind of like, you're being assessed on your leadership based on like patrols or Army kind of stuff like that. But that can be applied to anything. Like not everyone there is going to be going into a combat arms specialty. Like, you know, a lot of us were like medical services or stuff like that, finance core,
Right.
you know? So, but that is how they assess you. Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that sounds like fun. Okay, we are nearing the end of our time together. Are there any last thoughts that you'd like to leave our viewers with?
If you're interested in doing military science, I would definitely try it out. You can always take class and not have a commitment to it. Do the PT class and just, you know, see if it's something that you enjoy or, you know, helps you in any way. And yeah, I would definitely recommend trying it at least.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thanks for your time.
Of course.
It's so nice to meet you.
You as well.
Thank you.